G'day. Welcome to a quick video of a brand new feature that is really going to revolutionize the way that workshops do business. This is possibly the most important change to workshop automation in modern history. So let's take a look. This is just fantastic. Watch it right through to the end too. I think there's some important things that you'll see along the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an invoice. So I'm going to create an invoice for John Smith's Holden Commodore, and you'll see what this system does and how simple it is to make this happen. What we've done is you've now got this button that integrates directly into Repco's Navigator Pro. Now, many businesses, a lot of businesses, most businesses in Australia and New Zealand deal with Repco, and a lot of those businesses are using this Navigator Pro, which is an awesome system for finding parts, for doing quoting, for logbook servicing and all that sort of stuff. Well, one of the challenges with that so far has been that it doesn't integrate with your business system. So while it's great to find all this information, you've then got to go and invoice that information. So you've got to go type the part numbers again and all that sort of stuff. Well, that problem's now solved. So what I'm going to show you first up is if we go and do a quote. So if I'm going to choose the smart quote, and let's say I'm going to go off and do a say 75,000 kilometre service for this particular vehicle. What it does, shows all the details. I'm going to click on this button, return quote. And what that does, that then goes back into Workshop Software, goes and loads up all of the parts, all of the labour at the appropriate information, all that sort of stuff, directly into Workshop Software from Navigator Pro, all automatic, all happens, no typing part numbers, and you're done. So basically now we can, if it were a logbook service invoice, that's it. All the information's in there. I can go print out the job card. It then asks me, do I want to add the Repco details? I can click the button that says do this every time, so it doesn't ask me if you want. But what this does, puts the details on the invoice and puts all of those comments that you get from the Navigator Pro system all on the invoice or on the job card, which is absolutely fantastic. So you guys can just go off and do your work, do what you need to do, come back in here and then process the invoice. Or as I'm going to show you now, we might need to order, for example, in this case, there's only a single part, but there could be multiple parts on here, but there's this oil filter. So if I wanted to order that, I can click on order now. What this does is it creates a purchase order for Repco in the system. I just click on this send order at the bottom of this screen, and that then goes back into Navigator Pro. It goes into the stock order system of Navigator Pro. It pulls all of the part numbers. In this case, there was only one, and it's ordered that filter. I click on send order. It goes and sends that order off to Repco. Bang, you're done. Everything's complete, finished, and this order is now processed within Workshop Software. So you can see that in just a couple of minutes, what I've done is I've created a job card without typing a part number, all in a few seconds. By jumping directly into Navigator Pro, I've ordered the parts. It's gone off to Repco. They're probably on their way now. They've received the order, and you're going to get your parts in just in a very short period of time. And it's all automated. There's no typing of part numbers, which is just absolutely fantastic. And it's just that streamlined automation that you guys have been craving for so long. Now I want to go in and show you a couple of other options that we've got for just doing general, purchasing of parts and invoicing of parts out on a job. Let's go take a look at that. All right, let's go back in, and I'm going to go and create a new customer invoice. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to search for an existing customer, and say I go the Auto Wave. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to create a new vehicle. So I want to show you how the vehicle attaches into the... I'm going to save that, and I'm going to show you what that does when I go into Navigator Pro. So if I now go into Navigator Pro, what this does, it opens up the program. It goes and searches for the amount of information that we've passed from Workshop Software into Navigator Pro. So we've just passed the fact that it's a Ford Falcon. So you'll notice now that it's come up with a Ford Falcon, but we now need to find out what the actual series and all that sort of information was. So let's say it was a 2010, it was a BF, and it had the Barra motor on it. So once I've now selected that vehicle, and I return the details back to Workshop Software, that particular vehicle will now know the details of what's in Navigator Pro forevermore. So you only got to do that once, and once it's linked to Navigator Pro, the next time I go and do an invoice for that particular vehicle, I don't need to select the vehicle again. So you might have noticed that when I did that logbook service in the first instance, I didn't choose the vehicle. It was already found, and that was because I had already linked it in Navigator Pro. So let's now go off and do a couple of things here. So if I wanted to add, for example, an air filter, I'm going to add a set of pads. Maybe I'm going to add a few fuel filter as well. And let's say they want an oil filter too. So you'll notice on the right hand side that you've got the order pad. And what I can do here is go return these parts. And they go now directly back into Workshop Software. So you'll see the invoice comes back up again. Up comes those parts, all at the right price, with all the right details, all that sort of stuff. So now, again, if I want to go and order them, I can click on Order Now. Opens up an order with all of those parts. You may not want one of them or something like that. You go off Send Order into Navigator Pro, opens back up Navigator Pro once again, and you then just go off and click on Send Order. So this one's not there, so you might need to ask them or something like that. So do your modification to certain things that are available or not available, or you can actually remove that from the order if you wanted to. And then we can go Send Order. And you'll notice that when I've removed that from the order, it comes back to Workshop Software. It's actually removed it from Workshop Software as well. So it does that direct integration, and it knows exactly what you're doing in Navigator Pro, and that returns back the right information back to Workshop Software also. So there you go. I've shown you two ways. You can do a logbook service. You can do just ordering, just general parts, or both. To be honest, you can have a mix and match of both within the one invoice or the one job card. So awesome automation. You've seen me do a couple of styles of invoices now where I haven't even typed in any details, haven't typed in a part number. So just from an automation point of view and a streamline your workshop, this is just going to save you hours and hours and hours of time.